Okay, basic blues soloing lesson. Okay, let me pull the licks up here real quick. Okay, now these licks put down on paper for you. It's kind of a really vague and arbitrary seeming thing that I've given you in the way the instructions are set up. Okay, and the instructions for these licks is practice them until they become part of you, and also change them around. Okay, the first part of this can be how to approach practicing and playing these licks. Okay, the first lick, that's over E7. Okay, now that right there, without even looking at this, I can play endless variations on that idea right there, and it'll all work and sound good as long as I land on E. Okay, it'll all sound good. Some variations. Yep, as did many different things with that lick. Anything will sound good, any combination of notes. Something like that. Probably a few extra notes, but as long as you're sliding into a note you want to play. Or that'll all work. Sliding down into or up into one of the notes that you're going to play. As long as the slide you're doing is off the beat, so that if you have, let me just show you. Metronome. Here we go. See what I mean? Listen really closely. My slide note that's outside of the key is happening between beats. For the most part. Okay? As long as I know where I'm going, I can play some things that would be considered mistakes along the way, and it'll still sound great. Okay? Over the context of music, here's how that would sound. Like that. Okay? So those are all your basic E7 licks for the first part of your 12-bar blues. Use all the notes, these combination of notes, over your E7 chord. It'll all sound good. Okay? Now, that doesn't seem like much of a challenge, does it? If you know line of this note in time, then everything else you play can be great. Sure, it's great. You have a concern, though, and that's for the next chord that comes. You can continue playing these same licks over the A7 chord, and it'll work, but it'll sound best if instead of giving precedence to this note, you now give your precedence to this note, A, okay, which is 5th fret high E string. Make all your licks centered around that. I think what I have on paper is something kind of like that. Okay, so what I'll go ahead and do for you, I'll play the E7 licks and I'll sig you into A7. Now here's an important note to take for what I'm doing. Whenever the A7 chord comes around, I'll do this. You don't have to do this. I like doing it, something good to strive for. Where E7, now A happens. Now the A chord happens. This, you hear this right before the A7 chord hits on that A right there. And you'll hear it and how satisfying it is. Right there. It's nice, isn't it? Okay? So keep that in mind, that you can segue into notes using, I used a passing tone right there, going into that. Okay? So you play your A7 licks over your A7 section. It'll all sound good. Okay, so let me play it again for you, playing over E7 into A7. And if you notice, I probably won't play this the same way twice. It's fine. It'll all sound good. Just use a combination of notes and use your ears. Really reach out with your ears. See the music with your ears. Okay? Like that. So then you're back into E7 territory after that A7 chord is done. You can continue playing the ideas you learned at first. I'll do it again for you so you can hear. Okay? I can continue playing E7 ideas, or the E7 chord. But what's new that comes up is the B7 chord, which is our 5 chord in progression, and it's the one that really kind of takes us home. Okay? The different ways to play that chord that I showed you. Okay? Now I want to play notes that are specific to that. Because it's a chord that's going by for so little time, just one measure, it is not all important that we focus on that B note. It's good, it's not, an end-all be-all. I'll show you how that sounds in the context of the music. Here we go. Like that. I kind of did something that's probably different what was on paper. I think what's on paper is like that. Okay? I think this. What I did there is pretty interesting. I grabbed notes from E7 that we've been using. I kind of sandwiched that note that we're trying to go to. Okay? Like that. Okay? I think the last lick I have, or what I put down here. Yeah. That. Having your last lick in your progression, where you land in your E7 chord, that is a very important lick. That is the end of your story, more or less. Okay? So, let's hear that in the context of everything. Hope I remember it all. Go. Something like that. Okay? So, I'll do it one more time, try to make it as simple and clear as possible, kind of give you an idea of a play along. Okay? You can fast forward, rewind the video, and do this a few times. I'll try to put this on repeat So maybe we can get a full 2 minutes out of it. So you can play along with me as best you can. Okay, I'll do some stuff. Thought I might do that for you. Alright.